Good morning, America. Welcome to the Rebranding American Culture podcast, the show where we take people who typically disagree with each other and allow them to fully rationalize their opinions in the public square and then hash out the details. My name is Korin, a conservative, and I have my co-host alongside with me, Prince, who is moderate slash unpolitical. We hope you guys enjoy the show today. And our today's episode is called Beyond Order: Adventure into Chaos. We are now available on Spotify. So if you guys would like to check it out while listening to your music, feel free to. We're also available on Anchor and YouTube, and all of our affiliate links will be in the description or in our Instagram. So cool. I hope you guys enjoy the show today. We actually have a returning guest, someone who didn't have a solo episode, but they came on with a group episode. But today they're coming in. They're gonna be solo, no other guests with them today. And if you would like to introduce himself, go ahead.
Hey there, it's guys.
Welcome back.
How's everybody doing? Thank you for having me here.
It's good to see you. How's everyone doing today?
Yeah. All right. You?
I love how we record these at night, but like I always say good morning.
When did they go out?
I try to like put them out in the morning, like
Oh,
like during the afternoon, so you know. But there's always
just
gonna be
never know. Got you.
someone watching in like 10 o'clock at night. Like good morning, what?
It'd be like that.
All right, so we're gonna start out with a little bit of a news segment. Gonna broadcast these to the browser. So, let's see what our first news story is as we're taking a few stories for what we've done throughout the week. This one is coming from the New York Eater. Restaurant and bars account for 1.4% of COVID spread in New York. This data was released at the same time that Governor Andrew Cuomo announced a ban on indoor dining in New York City. Following multiple calls from the restaurant industry trade groups demanding more transparency with the state's with the SARS-2 contract tracing data, Governor Andrew Cuomo released a detailed breakdown during the press conference on Friday showing how SARS-2 is spreading throughout the state. And their findings were that 1.42% of SARS-2 cases recorded between September toward the end of November accounted for 1.43 of SARS-2 cases, which really brings me to the question, what is the point of us banning outdoor dining? We see that indoor dining is a problem, that we brought them outdoor. We've allowed for our restaurant owners who are business owners who provide much to their communities they have to shut down their indoor dining. They have to operate at half capacity. Now they have to do outdoor dining. So they have to build all of these different contraptions, all these different setups, which don't cost money. And they're already losing money due to the pandemic, as well as having a little bit of resources. So just to see the fact that it only accounts for 1.4% just makes you question, are we really, is this an overreaction? Is this overreach of power? Or should we redress? Like, how do we like feel about outdoor dining? Because as we can see, it's 1.4%. So not even 2% of our cases are coming from outdoor dining.
Real quick, I just want to say, I think my mic muted for a second there. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but like went over to a different screen. Uh, uh,
It should be fine as long as the they were all unmuted during the
hmm?
intro. It should
Okay.
be fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I think at this point it's just desperation. It's like we're so bent on trying to stop any cases at all that it's like if there's even remember in Batman v Superman when Batman was like if there's even no 1% chance that he could turn hostile, we have to take it with absolute certainty. Did y'all watch Batman v Superman?
Yeah, I did.
I did.
Yeah, you remember that one there? He was talking to somebody. Yeah, I think it's essentially just
No.
that. Oh yeah. I thought so. I couldn't place it. But it's just like they want to cut it out as much as possible, and desperation has grown to such an extent that they can only do so much. They feel like, although I don't know why, the open restaurants would be closed yet theaters would be open. So I mean, it's a
Yeah.
little tough. It doesn't make sense really. I feel like drive-through should be or drive-in should be open, but the actual theater should be closed, and open dining should be open.
Yeah, I would agree with you, but there's have been like several cases of New York legislators, I believe even Andrew Cuomo himself, who were dining indoors in restaurants, spending thousands upon thousands of dollars with several people while unmasked. So the idea that it's just desperation rather than just an overreach of power, I just can't agree.
I see. Oh, yeah.
It's just I believe it's the corporate class believing that you can give rules to everyone else, but not not themselves.
Well, I mean, I still feel like, I mean, it is an overreach in that sense. It's just like hypocritical, but I still feel like, indoor dining should be closed, open. But
Oh,
it's still like,
I'm not saying indoor, but
yeah, I know.
I'm saying
Yeah,
outdoor.
I thought about it. But what I was gonna say was, I feel like there's a difference between like a small group of people that you genuinely do trust versus like,
It was like 18 people who weren't from his household.
never mind, you lost me. You got me there. I was going to sit this one out. And, nah, you won me over.
What about you, Prince?
I have anything to say about this. It's just like it's a common sense thing. Um, Really, I don't know if the restrictions even matter because if you restrict people from dining inside a place, however number, whatever number, like let's say 20, let's say 15, 15 and 20, you restrict them from eating inside a place, well, they go to somebody's house and do it there. It doesn't really matter in the end. So even with the restrictions, this cases still go up. Um, Without them, they go up. Just people making their decisions. So
It's interesting because when you look at the places with the highest amount of cases, they typically have the strongest amount of rules and lockdown contingencies. So you got to wonder why is it that places like California and New York have these soaring cases, and Michigan as well, which we are residents of, but places like Texas and Florida, which are more open with less restrictions, don't have those same case numbers spiking.
I mean, there's Texas. Do you expect anything else?
Jesus Christ. And better news for our second story of the day, Congress finally decides to open up and get another stimulus package, releasing up to a minimum of $900 million. Despite the feeling that not despite, but and it's quite interesting seeing that the people who claim that to be the ones in arbiters for helping out the misfortunate were ones who were able to deny the COVID packaging. We have her from the House Speaker, the Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi from California, who, upon asking, and res- do you believe that restricting and not communicating with House Republicans who have released this stimulus package. Do you believe that was a mistake? And her direct quote was, I'm going to tell you something. Don't characterize what we did before as a mistake. That was not a mistake. And I think that's just a general, just like for the people who claim to be so worried about the misfortunate and the downtrodden, for you to play politics this heavily, especially when President Trump where it was like eventually quit on trying to the point where President Trump formally quit on trying to make a second stimulus package. For you to now all of a sudden come out and do it after the election, I think that's a big question on should we really be trusting you as someone who claims to want the best for people? Just
Um,
an overwhelming, and then not only but not Nancy Pelosi, but also caught getting like her hair did at a salon, even though she shut those down a couple months ago. So you're just seeing all this hypocrisy from people who are doing these strict lockdowns, rules, and restrictions, but we're not seeing any accountability for themselves.
real quick, do you know why Nancy like was against it to begin with? Because I mean, she's doubling down. I feel like there were reasons for why she
I
didn't
was
go
like,
with the first one.
it wasn't a mistake to like hold back on sending out a second one. Not that it wasn't a
Yeah, no,
mistake
I'm saying, was there a reason why she held back on it?
because when like the idea is like a second package came forward, like for what I remember, there were a lot of Democratic senators trying to like put money into like places that to like a lot of different places, like the postal office, and sending like bailout money to like cities who had a lot of riots, but like refused to allow like the National Guard to come settle like all the antics, and just a whole wanted to give money to a whole bunch of different places rather than to just sending money directly to the residents. And so there was like a big political battle between a lot of far left. I believe they also wanted to do some money towards like a climate change initiative or something weird like that. And like they were like trying to like give money to these places that really shouldn't be getting money, and not just give the money and like push the package forward to the citizens.
I see. Um, I don't know. I don't really have too much to add here because I feel like Nancy was likely had a goal that she was trying to reach, and that goal was why she was against it. And even though she does seem to be doing some hypocritical things, I don't want to speak on things that she's doing without really understanding the situation.
Yeah, I'd say you have to be a bit
I think
more
that's it.
ripped up in the. See, that's the unfortunate thing about politics. It's not for a majority of people. Like you got to get wrapped up in like the dribble, and just like all of like the political back and forth. You just got to be like, yeah, this kind of sucks. I'm gonna do something else. But I think this next one that we're doing is a bit more on the cultural side. You get to move away from SARS 2 and into the culture war, where we have from the New York Post. So, school may remove Lincoln's name because he didn't show that Black Lives Matter to him. And this is from Abraham Lincoln High School. Cool. And I believe California, yep, San Francisco, California, who said that the 16th president who abolished slavery did not demonstrate that Black Lives Matter to him. What?
I mean,
Really?
that's kind of rough. Weren't they thinking about changing Cass's name too for a bit? I know they were talking
Don't air
that,
us out.
like,
Don't air us
for
out,
similar
please.
reasons.
But it's like, yeah, but like Cass had more of a reason because like Lewis Cass was like a known racist, but Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, fought one of the
Nah, but
bloodiest wars in
he
history to free the slave.
look at me. I kind of want to play devil's advocate, but I just don't care. And I'm stupid.
It just brings into question like what are we really teaching our kids at schools where you're saying that Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, did not think that Black Lives mattered to him. What?
Enough. I
Like
put that enough
what
in
is
there.
that? He catapulted the African American race into freedom and into an advancement. And then that wasn't enough. What was he supposed to do?
Supposed to do it because he cared about the blacks as opposed to caring about the country. I'm just my devil's advocate here.
That's
I,
that's not really devil's advocate because they don't care about the country either. But
well, you got me there. No, I'm saying he cared about the country. So I'm saying that, like, not necessarily the black life itself.
I think that's really hard to argue.
I thought it was a quote or something like that, and I believe that's what they're basing their thing on.
There's no quote by Abraham.
I was going off of what commonly spread around, but
I
again,
bel
I personally feel like that's a waste of time and effort. It's like if you're gonna do that, and it's just what's the point in a lot of things? Take them up the penny next. They took down. They were trying to. Did they succeed in taking down Aunt Jemima? Because so, I don't.
Oh yeah, I believe they
I'm
have
done.
like fully just like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna replace her with someone else. Let's see. I believe this is
Yeah, see, they lost me at that point.
we have the chairman of the renaming committee, Jeremiah Jeffries, and the first grade teacher told the paper, once he met criteria that way, we did not belabor the point. He continued, the history of Lincoln and Native Americans complicated, not nearly as well known as the Civil War. So Lincoln, like presidents before him, and most chapters did not show policy or rhetoric that Black lives ever mattered to them outside of human capital as well as the casualties of wealth building. It just, I'm
I
guessing,
mean, I feel like
I'm guessing he's white. I don't know many black people named Jeremiah Jeffries,
Probably.
but like it just the delusion of like the far left side of the political spectrum. Like for you to sit here and say that this guy who was a hero that now he's black. Never mind. You got me there.
My thing is that it's just pointless to go. I mean, he wasn't like, yay, black people are my favorite people. Since he
Do
didn't do
you
that,
have? Do you
you
have
just got to
to?
get rid of him. Like,
Do you have
yeah, that's
to?
what I'm saying. It's
Abraham Lincoln
ridiculous.
hating black people, I don't believe that was a thing, but him um caring about the equality of them with white people probably wasn't no. So though he freed the slaves, maybe he thought, okay, well, slavery is wrong. You don't want it there. That doesn't mean that he thought that. Not saying like the change of the name is still stupid, but that doesn't mean that he thought that he supported anything that the black people had to like offer, had to go on or do. That just means he didn't want any slaves. And plus, it didn't even apply to every place.
What do
So
you mean it didn't apply to every place?
the proclamation thing, I don't.
Emancipation Proclamation.
I'm well aware of what it is. I didn't ask you what it was. I'm just telling you
Why you fucking
because you corrected me as if I asked you to think about it. So it didn't. If what I was reading is right, it didn't apply to bordered places like Maryland and other places like that. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But off of what I've listened to the conversation. The change of the name is stupid, but I guess they do whatever they want to. But him freeing the
It's just the
slaves,
reasoning for it and stuff.
him freeing the slaves doesn't mean that he cared about black people. No,
Yeah, and I'm not saying he did. Like, he could have hated them secretly, but it
no,
just
I'm
seems
just
stupid to.
I don't.
I just said it because he said that he freed the slaves. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking about. I'm just listening, trying to build up what I was gonna say. So go ahead, I can continue.
The proclamation declared that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states are, and henceforward shall be free. So
I personally like, yeah, it doesn't really matter at that point. Like, he could
I
have.
just don't see how someone fights one of the bloodiest wars in our history, and people are like, oh yeah, there's no inkling of him caring at all.
So it seems like the Emancipation Proclamation did not apply to Missouri, Kentucky, Delaware, Maryland, because they hadn't joined the Confederacy yet.
Oh, so they
Were they
weren't rebellious states to begin with.
were
Therefore,
they
they wouldn't
even
be.
like fully like recognized as states at that point?
Mm, yeah,
Maryland had to be.
I don't know the
Because like
this
remember like
map of that point, but
yeah, I don't
Isn't
remember it
Maryland
either.
like up there with
I'm pretty
the
sure Maryland and Delaware was yes.
Because remember like the
yeah,
capital used to be like Boston, Massachusetts.
Delaware was for sure one of the 13, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't
Uh,
remember. I
You know
don't
what?
know.
Give me a
I
sec, because I don't want to sound stupid
say,
here.
say I'm not sure. It's been like what? Because we didn't really have to learn about this stuff till like what? Since like middle school.
Delaware and Maryland were they were already set up. They were already identified as states and places along with North and South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and
Yeah,
Delaware, Maryland.
Delaware was the first of the 13 colonies
So
to
so they
ratify
weren't
the
a part
federal
of the
constitution.
Confederacy. This was back.
No, they wasn't. Which
This
is
was
why
back when
that
what states had more like liberty to like the point where they could just be like, oh yeah, no, we're just kind of by ourselves. So yeah, I do imagine it would be hard to state that, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Did
Oh,
anybody from those states go to fight in either side? Research for a later date.
Probably.
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's like how like imagine like there's a war like in the state right next to you. Like, oh yeah, we just don't chill here. We good.
I mean, because you don't
Yeah,
like just how
something tells me
Canada
that ain't how it
stays,
was.
just how Canada stays neutral
Canada
in what
sends in
goes on.
soldiers. Like Canadian soldiers do fight with the Allies, but like they're very like I believe like they used to say like Canada does like one thing then leaves. It's like they fighting like the major part. They're like, oh yeah, we straight. We
They're just
Canada
gonna make sure
usually
everybody see
stays
him. They
neutral
ain't the
there.
alibi.
gotta love Canadians.
Yes, indeed. Why don't I have a hair as long as my hand? I'm confused.
Moving forward in the culture. So, music to be murdered by the deluxe album was released. What 2 days ago now?
Really? I only heard
Yeah,
that up until that day or today.
No, it's been a couple days, I think.
yeah, it came out Friday at 12 in the morning.
Oh wow. So yeah, like
Mm.
Friday. So yeah, like 2 days now. I've listened to it. The extended songs. I gotta do it. Like I only listened to it like once in passing while I was at work, so I gotta re-listen to it again before I really give a huge critique on it. Like, what about you, Prince? Like, what is your like take on it? Because I know you finished it.
Okay, so um, music to be murdered by the B side or deluxe edition.
I prefer the B side. It sounds cooler.
It's not better than the original album itself, but uh, it's not better than the original album. But it's almost as if he took cues from the past. It's as if it's another album, but it's made for his fans. Like it's not made to do better. It's like it's just made for
Yeah,
the
it's
fans to
like
give them more music. Now,
like a lot of
these
bands do
it's
that where
like,
they release B sides that didn't like make the cut.
did you want to keep going or what
Oh
you
no, I
want?
was just commenting on that.
It's like he went back in time with the beat selection and the music that he decided to make. Like on Relapse, he had a bunch of accents. I forget which song it was, but I know it was towards the end. I think it's discombobulated that he decided to bring accents back. As
Yeah,
far as beat selection, like tone deaf, that's only something from maybe between the era of the Eminem show and Encore. Like he was bringing back old styles, but mixing it with the his newer music, newer take that he has on when he makes songs, when he makes the music. So I liked it. Is it one of his best? No. Is it the worst? No. It's like right in the middle. I would definitely give it a listen. Songs that I would recommend listening to. Um, I would recommend listening to Tone Deaf. Hmm. Tone Deaf, Alfred's theme, and Zeus and Discombobulated. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and
like
Guns Blazing.
I liked it, but yeah, if, like for me, like listening to it, like I didn't like I put it into like perspective because I was just like, if these didn't make the cut, they're obviously not gonna be like in the same vein as like the polished product. So I would, so I wasn't gonna like be like in the same mindset like going in to listen to it. For me, I definitely thought like some of the songs like were hit and miss for me a little bit, but like for the most part, I listened to like the songs that I was like a lot of them I really enjoyed. For me, I think my favorite song was Zeus. I really liked how the hook, not the hook, but the chorus to that song mixed with Eminem. I think that one was really great. So shouts out to him and White Gold. What was your favorite song of the album?
Mine or his?
Well, both of you. Like Cass hasn't said anything yet.
I think he said he didn't listen to it.
Yeah, I
He-
made it like a third of the way through. So
My
I mean,
favorite song is Tone Deaf. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, no, you cool. I was gonna say I made it like a third of the way through the album. I did get a lot of that, like, or from what I heard, I got it like some of that older Eminem vibes, and I was gonna say it, but you said it. But it was cool. Alfred's theme was up there out of the ones that I heard, and I Will was also up there because I saw that it had like most of Slaughterhouse, and that just brought back memory. So I have to go listen to that one. If Joe Budden
You
still
went
made
to the
music.
original.
Hmm.
You
oh
went to
yeah,
the original music to be murdered by.
Yeah.
no,
Hmm.
didn't Guns
Yeah,
Blaze
that's
feature?
no.
Oh no,
He said I will.
that's Sly Piper. My
Oh, it
bad.
might have been the whole thing then, to be honest with you. But I didn't see Framed in there. I don't think. But It does make
Framed
sense.
is not in that album. Framed is in the
Oh,
revival.
well, then that. Oop.
You a whole like what?
You
That's
everywhere.
3 albums.
Give
Revival
me a
came out
second.
in
I gotta go look at it.
2017.
Bring up the track.
See, his albums is here. So the track list to this is as follows. Alfred intro, Black Magic with Skylar Grey, Alfred's theme, Tone
No,
Deaf,
yeah,
Book of
I heard.
Rhymes with
I
DJ
was listening to
Premier.
it.
So where'd you
I
get
just skipped
Framed
to the
from?
last song on it, or the second to last song. So this might be the whole album then. But yeah, like I heard Tone Deaf, Book of Rhymes, Favorite Bitch, Guns Blazing, Matt Higher, These Demons, Key. I heard up to Zeus, and then I just kind of scrolled down because I saw that further down there was I will.
Yeah, you went to the entire album because it's a
Yeah,
deluxe, it's all together. So yeah,
yeah, that makes sense then. But
Did you
okay,
see
yeah.
like he swapped like you know how the cover art was like gray and black and white? Like in
hmm
Apple Music, he switched it like it's back to red, and I was kind of mad because I like the gray and black like cover art better.
he
Like
switched it black to red.
yeah, to like the original one.
No, I
I
didn't.
think it was on like Apple Music for me.
I'm on Apple Music. I'm looking at it right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's still gray. Like with the red blood on there. Yeah, it didn't change.
That's red from oh snap. That's
Wait,
sick.
question real quick.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
how far does side B extend to? Because I'm looking at it and I see that Godzilla's on here, so I yeah.
And then
But
like
Side B
36.
stops at discombobulated, and it
oh, then
starts
I
at
have two
Alfred
songs to go.
intro.
Okay, yeah. So I just needed to listen to thus far the interlude and then discombobulated.
Yeah.
So I heard most of it actually. Yeah.
Lay out the entire album. What was like the one song you really wasn't rocking with?
Of the
Mm.
entire album, side B included, or
Yeah, the
just the
entire,
original by itself?
just the entire one.
Hmm.
I don't
Okay.
remember. Honest, I heard it once when I
So
was in class and I was annoyed.
and
For me,
here's the thing about it. Here's the thing, because I have the song and I have the, like my entire thought. You want to go ahead?
no, you can go ahead.
All right. Here's the thing about it. Right. This is the song that you would like. It has probably like it has a good message to it. Talking about the shooting
Oh yeah,
that happened right at the Grande, but uh, I hate it. I hate it a lot.
really?
I really dislike it. I don't like the beat selection is not it for me. I cannot listen to it and enjoy myself. The like with him, the way he's delivering everything is just too slow, and I mean like not even slow for him, but it's just kind of like it's like he's talking to me. Now I don't really want to hear him talking to me, and I just don't like the song. No, no,
Wait,
I
what's the
couldn't listen
song
to
called?
Darkness. I couldn't listen to it and be like, yes, this is amazing. Uh, he kind of did something like that with Walk on Water, but I love to Walk on Water. I
Yeah, I
don't
did.
like this song. I don't like Darkness.
It was for me. I think it was a good song. Like a lot of people, I think it was like overhyping it, like saying it was like the best like one on the album. Like for me, it's like when Eminem gets into like his political thing, I'm like, I really don't care.
Oh, you
It's
know what
like
the best song was?
because
I'm
it's like
talking
that
about
for me with most artists. I really don't care about your politics. I'm worried about the music.
that's fair. The best song though was Key.
Like what was like for me, like the one song I wasn't rocking with, it was like Little Engine. So I was just like, what?
Why?
I was like, what is
Why?
I'm not saying it was a bad
Little Engine
song.
is one of my favorites.
I was like, I wasn't ready
Little Engine is
for
one
it.
of
I
my
was like,
favorites. It's like he just picked out the one that I love. Like I was so that like that's well actually no that's not it's one of my favorites but it's not the favorite off the album no.
yeah, it's not. I'm not saying like it's a bad song in any regard. I was just really caught off guard when it started. I was like, what is this? Like when the chorus came in, I was like, oh, that's it. This is like, oh, this is that type of evidence. uh, one of those kind of nights. That one was kind of iffy for me. It
Mm-hmm.
was just like because like I could recognize like I guess he was like trying to like do like the Slim Shady thing a little bit. But it was just like I was listening to it. I'm like this, because like a lot of people were saying like the chorus didn't match, but like I feel like it didn't need to like be like hand in hand. I think the chorus is fine. But like when he like started talking about like oh he was like talking to the chick, and it's like some of those lines was kind of corny. I was just like, I ain't really rocking with this one. Don't you think it's funny like how quick people were like ready to like cancel Eminem again because they thought he had dissed Billie Eilish?
I wouldn't mind
They're
if they
quick to cancel, and they're quick to cancel anybody who just happens to hurt their overly sensitive feelings.
Because like
Like I don't
he was
understand.
basically saying happy birthday to Billie Eilish. 'Cause I think the album was released on her birthday, and people thought he had dissed her because like in an interview, it was Billie Eilish asked like I forget who it was. It was like
She said
somebody.
that he scares her.
Yeah, it was somebody. They had like picked like a rapper. It was like somebody else or Eminem, and she was like, "Nah, Eminem." It was what was his name? Donald Glover. And she was like, "Yeah, Donald Glover," because Eminem's kind of scary to her, and like he had mentioned it in like in the song. I think it wasn't that, but he was like, "I'm giving nightmares to Billie Eilish," and people thought it was a diss, but he was like basically saying like "Happy birthday" and like giving her notice and props, and I was just kind of laughing like. It's amazing like how quick like as soon as like your favorite creator or like just somebody gives criticism, you really ready to just go try to cancel him. Just like Eminem get canceled every album. So he don't really. It is one of those things that you think you learn because like how many times has Eminem been canceled before or tried to be canceled? Like it's, at this point, the man's untouchable, disleavable. It's like people. I was on Twitter and I saw people like switch up real fast, like going from like oh yeah we got to cancel Eminem to oh wait this was great yeah
dog.
I
It
gotta
is
get more into Twitter, but it's. Like every once in a while, I go on, like the main time I go on Twitter now is when the YouTube shuts down. I need to make sure it's not my internet or nothing. And you see hashtag YouTube is
YouTube
down.
shut down before.
YouTube has shut down like 3 times, and this year specifically. And like I guess that's because
I
like
pretty
with
much live on YouTube.
because of the pandemic, it was like really early in the morning. But like because of the pandemic, I guess like there's like such an advent of people who were on it at one time. I guess they just couldn't handle it.
Poor platform.
So that's kind of funny. It was just like
Oh wait,
wow.
speaking of YouTube, you mind if I switch topics real quick?
Yeah, what you
All right. So there's this YouTuber called Penguin Z0, otherwise known as Charlie or Moist Critical,
yeah.
and he got to talk to Susan, the CEO of YouTube. And like
Hey,
the
hey, don't.
conversation was
Hey,
well. Like,
watch yourself now. Don't get us strike down.
what you mean?
So you got to be careful
Charlie
when
ain't go
talking
strike for
about Susan. I'm talking about Susan. I ain't
nah,
talking
nah. But
about
it's
Charlie.
like I'm talking about good things about Susan. I'm complimenting her.
I have to
Because
look
like
this up.
she was talking to Charlie and they were just kind of going over like
How do you
things that were wrong with YouTube.
like? How does like the CEO of YouTube go to the dude who's throwing dildos at walls? Like, let's have a nice conversation.
Look, all right, so
It's hilarious.
it's Charlie, dog. He he's a businessman. He's a lot of things.
I
He's an
love it,
author.
but it's just
He's
like,
he's a porn writer.
wow.
He's he also got a new world record. I'm happy for him. But yeah, and so in theory, YouTube should be starting to like implement better policies and like actually giving the policy team more staff members so they can talk to people and like share
I've
their
been with
information.
Papa.
I mean, look. I'll be able to give you an update in like a year from now.
Yeah, like going like back to like the music tell me murder by thing. Like I want to like do one more topic on that. Do you think the disses and the B side were necessary? Because like I was like putting in perspective because like I know like developing albums could take a long time. So like maybe like a lot of like the disses, like specifically the MGK ones, which like we're getting a lot of traction on like articles and social media. Like I'm wondering like those if like those songs were made when like the album was still like in drafting a while ago.
Probably.
because I really don't think like he was like that serious about like dropping another diss at MGK after like what, a year or two ago. Like it's been a while.
Yeah, I would imagine they were written because, like you said, they were really just the ones that didn't make the cut, which I mean they were written around that same time and just kind of put
Yeah,
off
like
to the side.
a lot of people were like treating like it was like a polished and cut album. Like these were the songs that was meant to go. Like these songs could be from like years ago. Because like
Yeah,
just making an album is a very long process. So like, these could be from like a year or two ago, and like they just happen to be good enough to make the B side.
but
So like I was just like putting it into perspective.
I would say that the songs, because all of the songs, the theme is surrounded by Alfred Hitchcock. So
Yeah,
I just he has this is on the original. This album came after Kamikaze, and that came after Killshot. So directly after Kamikaze finished, she probably this is probably the album he was working on. So those
yeah,
songs just happened, not like years, and probably like at least last year that just happened to get tossed into it. It was probably already finished.
yeah. I feel like a lot of people were acting like he like had just made these songs, just like to like point out people. Also, do you think like the 6ix9ine like disses are getting kind of corny now? Because like, how many times are we really gonna diss 6ix9ine for being a rat, or
to be
like
fair though,
for
this is
sucking?
Eminem's first time doing it because
Oh,
again,
I'm not
before
saying
this,
him
Anything about him being
specifically.
a rat?
Nah, I mean like not specifically Eminem, but like just in general.
yeah,
Because like
I don't
there's
know.
like when he first came out, like so many people were on him, and like they were on him for like months. It's like, all right, let him die. Because like remember,
I
like
haven't
he
heard
was.
anybody this one.
It's been a few people here and there, and then like it was like really big because like he was talking smack to like Lil Durk about how his album was gonna flop, and like it turns out like Takashi's only sold like 50K first week or something, and it was like I think it was like bundles. So it was just like Jesus Christ, let this man just like rest in
I
peace.
like
Like, he
when
gonna
Morgan
get.
Freeman talked about the rat. That was fun. That was a great time.
I can't imagine Takashi living for another like 2 3 years. I think somebody gonna kill him. Like God forbid. I don't want to wish death on the man, but like you done upset some people, and every time people find out where you are, you gotta move. How long can you live like that?
I mean, you never know. No, maybe he'll make it his new thing and just thrive.
Yeah, but I think like the judge, like remember like when he like let him out, he's like, "Oh yeah, you can't be on social media like that." I hope that gets
Yeah.
lifted soon because like that was like the funniest part about it.
But I feel like now it's a bit too late. A lot of his audience
Yeah,
that was there for his like
but I
stupid
feel like
stuff
a
and
lot of
just
Six
don't.
Nine's audience didn't lead him.
Oh really? I mean, the album sells, yeah.
It's like who, but like people don't even buy albums like that even.
I know, but doesn't it go off streams too?
No, because like I don't think like he was allowed to like do streams or like not
Um,
like or not even like I don't know if it was like allowed, but like a lot of
like Black Bot.
because like he was like trending, but like they weren't like putting him on like the Discover page. Just something was happening where he didn't get as much clout as he could have gotten because they didn't want to like get nobody mad at him. But yeah, it's like let him die, not like death, but like just
If
like I
Morgan
think
wants to talk more about him, I'm fine with that.
like I think at this point he's like become like irrelevant. Like I think like there are more people who are overshadowing him.
He actually
Definitely.
did become irrelevant. We probably wouldn't be talking about him right now.
Eh, yeah,
Well, I
you right.
mean, I don't know. I feel like we talked about like some of the other disses though, and did diss him, and that's the reason. So it ain't like this just came out
Honestly,
of nowhere for it.
I would have thought that you would have brought up the fact that Eminem did Snoop Dogg, but we talking about
I
Six
don't even
Nine for
like
whatever
Snoop Dogg
reason.
like that.
I mean, there's nothing really to say. M diss Snoop Dogg for a very valid reason.
Yeah, uh, Snoop Dogg get away with a lot of stuff because he a OG though.
You just be talking reckless.
Yeah, he do. Uh, Snoop actually like did you like I don't know if like you saw like Snoop Dogg had like took like a lot of black conservatives right and like made a poster and it was like Uncle Tom's like he like made like a wanted list and I was just like oh wow You moving reckless, dog. What?
Dog. It's just Snoop is Snoop, you know, it is what it is.
Honestly, all that weed he smoked, I wouldn't be surprised if he made Kanye level tweets and God knows what. He just living a different life.
I want to make Kanye level tweets. I want my tweets to be on the level of back when
I
Jaden was
wish.
really talking reckless on
I want
Instagram.
like
Not
some
Instagram,
Jada
Facebook.
Smith Kanye
Yeah,
level tweets, like just pure
yeah.
fuck.
I am Martin Luther King Jr. Jr. Wait, isn't there a junior? Isn't there a third? Shit, I'll be the fourth.
I don't know. Who cares?
But
Uh, did you hear about Famous Dex? Like that like video that was released and like he looked real sickly.
oh really?
Yeah, it was like this video or like picture was released comparing him to like when he was like popping like 2016, 2017. And like he looked really like he looks like 80. Like he looks really bad. And to the point where like I think not I think, but Emily Choppa like apparently like had a talk with him. But like he looked like he was just really like doing drugs, like really bad. And it's like with all these people who have died in 2020, like let's not bring that trend into 2021, you know?
Yeah, that'd be a preferable, you know. Let
He
2020
dies. I
stay.
won't care.
It's like I like you messed up. But, like I don't even
I'm
like
not messed
listen.
up. See, it's like he's choosing. You're choosing. Like I didn't feel sad when Juice WRLD died. Why? Because you're choosing to do drugs. I mean, no matter the situation, nobody's making you do it. So it's like that's
Addiction's a
what he wants
powerful
to
thing,
do.
bro.
Hey, it might be, but look, it's like you. This is. It's
Plus
still you
he's
making a decision.
surrounded by people who don't really care.
It don't matter. He's making the decision. He made the decision to start. Everyone knows that you can get addicted to something. It doesn't matter if it's drugs or food or candy or whatever the case is. You could get
You're
addicted
right.
to anything. You make the conscious decision when you start. So if you continue on, no one because ever because you can't not know what it leads to. You can't not
Man,
know what it leads to. Especially now, you can't not know what it leads to. If you claim you was in the streets, you can't not know what it leads to. You should know exactly what's gonna happen. You should
that's
know where
like
they're gonna get to.
6 9s to the law. I'm just yeah, it's really blurry when it comes to that stuff. For me, it's like you should know what you're doing and what you're stepping into. But like when you like surrounded by that group of people who really could give a fuck about you as a person,
When you got people who constantly like, yeah, let's do some drugs together,
like the
and like
yes
you have
men,
money, that it'll kind of change
yeah,
your perspective on things. You go, yeah, I got money, like
and
drugs.
you
That's
get
how it goes.
music industry drugs, and that is some crazy stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the goal. Like people, they just want to blow up to reach that status so they can do that high class stuff.
But NLE Chopper talked to him. He unlocked his third chakra. So I hope he like
He didn't
gets
talk
some
to him. He
help.
tweeted and told somebody to get better people around him and
Did
asked
he
if they
tweet
would
it?
help him. But
I could have sworn they said
he
like
didn't
he
say anything to
FaceTimed
him.
him or something. I don't know. I get half my stuff from the shade room, but
The shade room.
it was like
He
culture
did.
weird stuff.
Oh,
Let's see what else. What else we talking about today? What are your hopes for 2021? Like, do you think like we're gonna see like things change? Like, what do you, what are your expectations? Are they low? Are they high? Like, how you feel about that?
I figured last year they had the highest expectations for 2020, and so the universe spited us. So this year,
Yeah,
if we go in with hella low expectations, the universe can really only either meet those or exceed those. So
I can't even be mad because I said 2020 was gonna be my year.
everybody did. 2019 was garbage, but by comparison, 2020 made us wow. 2020 made
My
us
2019
appreciate like 2019.
my 2019 was amazing compared to like this year. Like honestly, I loved my 2020. I mean 2019. I was fine with it. I
Oh,
didn't think it was that horrible for me. I don't know what other went through, but I was fine. Like I
Mine
made
was
some
rough.
questionable mistakes. I made some questionable decisions, but like
Yeah, my
I
2019.
did a few dumb things, but I mean, after school was all, I was fine.
We all.
So
Yeah,
2020.
my 2020 was rough, but hey, what can you do?
My
my
2020 was
2020,
mixed.
I mean, not my 2020, my 2019 was
my
rough.
2020 was hell.
Amen to that. Uh, what
Same,
can
like
you
my
do?
2020, my 2019 had that one arc, closer to the end of 2019. I don't want to say names because it's just a podcast. But
You don't.
there's a situation. But
Yeah, my
2020, by comparison, was honestly not that bad. Like I did things that I wanted to do for money in the stocks or at a full-time job.
oh, you did
Did things to make me happy. It's like I'm actually
good.
doing things for myself.
Yeah, I feel like even though like there's a lot of bad things that happened in 2020, and we can all acknowledge that, like to some degree, I feel like you could like find like a little bit of good in it.
I didn't get corona. I mean,
Yet
I don't talk to my exes no more.
I do. I talked to all of them except for two.
it is what it is. But yeah, like my 2019, all of those development arcs was rough. Like I have no breaks. And then 2020 came around, like, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet, brother.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The quarantine arc changed me. I'm not the same person anymore. That's
I'm
a running
definitely
gag
not
at
the
this
same
point.
person. I feel like while I've been through a lot, I think I've like improved. I think I'm gonna take like what I've learned in 2020. I think you learn to appreciate what you have because like you never know when it can all be taken away.
Yeah,
See, that right there just pissed me off.
I
What
learned to
you
stop
just
for
said just
more.
pissed me off.
Why?
Because, right, when people say, "Oh, you learn to appreciate what you have," because you never know when it'll be gone. Why does it? Why would
That's
it
the
take this
fact
for
of
you
life.
to? Why would it take this for you
That's
to have that saying about? See, and maybe it's because like you should realize this so long ago. Like you should have already known this. Why would it take a pandemic to make anybody be like, you never know what you might have before? It's like, no, you
Well, I
never
mean,
know
take
what
things
you
for
like. None of that,
granted.
bro. Like,
it's
nah.
like I
See,
think
you should already know not to do that. Like you before the pandemic, you already had people dying, right? Now you had the option that anybody could like. See, you could leave your best friend back in 2012, and they could have died, and you wouldn't have known. I mean, you should already not take things for granted. You should already know. Like you should already
it's like
have
you
that
shouldn't,
mindset.
but you
I
do.
don't know why any of you like.
That's the point though.
I don't
Like
know
you
why any of
shouldn't,
It's
you
but
easier
you
said
didn't.
than done.
I don't know why any of you didn't. All right, so that's something that I can't relate to. I can't relate to not now thinking like because of 2020 thinking that no, I've already known that, and I've been trying to tell people that for a while. People that I know specifically, you should just like understand. That's why I tell everybody: last time you see me, last time you talk to me, assume I've died. After that, right? Assume I'm going to die, right? Treat it as you're not going to talk to me again. Treat it as you're not going to see me again, right? Because there's a very large chance that you won't, right? So I don't understand how y'all just got that, but
I
Well,
talk
I
to
do
him
want to
like
say
every day.
I haven't I haven't gone that route. I appreciate people about
I think a
thinking
majority of
more.
people just don't live. Cause like for me, it was more just like it was just like learning like because like, I had like an inkling, but it was just like learning like this separation between class in this country. It's like the working class versus the corporate class, like that big of a difference was kind of a smack in the face. Like because it was
keep
like
it a
a
buck
lot.
with you. I don't know what you're talking about. Like you just I don't understand where you went to, but we was talking about what we learned from 2020, and then you talking about class, and I am like so confused as to
So
how you got
you
there.
talking about because it's about 2020. It was
But you there was no bridge. Like there's no correlation or connection to
what do you
what
mean?
we
This
learned and
can I
what
fit?
we learned. When we
Can
talking
I
about what we
fit?
learned, I want to understand how you got there. You just started talking. Like Kasim, do you know where? Do you know where it went? Do you know how you
Uh,
got there?
Vaguely, I mean, like it was like this is what I learned in 2020. I was like, I wanted to hear like his reasoning behind it because I feel like you can connect it, but you stopped. But no, real quick
Go for it.
before we move on to this, I wanted to say my piece
You
about
can get
the
your 2 cents.
yeah. So back to the uh appreciating people out there. I haven't really like learned to do that more. It's like I care about people. I'm trying to reconnect with people, but that's not because of a feeling of, you never know when you're gonna lose them. That's just because I miss them and want to like talk to them again. I never really had that like, oh no, like, this could be the last time you'll ever get to see them. And it's not because I take that for granted. It's just because like there's enough hope that I will to keep moving forward. I just struggle to talk to people. Like I don't really text people.
Like it's like not a perception and like your normal reality. Cause I
What do you
think
mean?
like when we say like we take things for granted, it's like it's not like that we're doing it on purpose or like we're not doing it knowledgeably. It's just the
Well, no, it's
modern
not even that. It's like I'm aware
factor.
of
Yeah,
I'm aware that everybody won't always be there,
yeah,
but I can't change myself in order to be able to talk to people every time and just go, yeah, like a daily thing. I just cannot do that.
yeah,
There are
yeah.
only like two people that I can talk to every day, and that's a struggle in itself.
I think it's just like the human psyche isn't built for that. I think like because it's like for me, I didn't even lose like a lot of because I don't have a lot of close people specifically like that I would like really miss. Like I have a lot of people like I care about, but like specifically just like a lot of close people. Like if you die, like there's not a big pool. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I was hoping some people I knew got to, got the cough, but
Ah,
I on wood. But like for
It's
me,
crazy.
it was like when I said like the corporate and the working class, it was just seeing like how like this pandemic affected the people who work with their hands. How like the everyday working man or entrepreneur can just get shut down, but we still have people like politicians
Yeah,
and big businesses are like going
yeah,
like throughout the day, like Amazon and like people like that, like these big companies, their like money increased tenfold because there were no small businesses.
yeah.
And it's like I'm like as a conservative, I'm not against capitalism, but it's just like seeing like how these corporations have like worked with politicians where they get all these special privileges. It's just been a learning experience.
Yeah. But we just gonna roll over the fact that you just said you want some people to catch the cough. like, I'm listening and taking in what you're saying, and I want to know more about it. But we just rolled over that what you just
Hey,
said.
hey, I said I learned from it. I'm a better person now. I got a
We
lot.
just we just went off with like, yeah, okay, it's all right, it's okay,
I
it's
had a lot.
good.
he
You
was
said
a
that for me,
villain,
okay.
dog.
I had a lot of hate in my heart at the 2019. So when this came, I was like, "Oh yeah, we about to take somebody out."
Oh, you know what I just thought
I
about?
feel it though. I feel it though. I understand. I get it. I
like,
do
like,
too.
like me. Like I ain't like a lot of people could die, and it's just like I ain't sweating it. Like I'm not. Like remember, like we had like a conversation about like empathy. Like I'm not a very empathetic person. I could be pretty apathetic towards things. So unless it's like you or like someone like you or Cass, like someone I confirm is like, yeah, that's family. It, it's it's whatever. Like I'm gonna just adjust to the fact that you ain't here, so it ain't gonna be the same. But it's like I ain't about to break down the same way as a family member.
That makes sense. I just thought about it though. I guess I did kind of go through that thing where it was like, all right, this is what losing people feels like. But I don't know. I never really wanted anybody to catch like that. That's the villain stuff right there. That's not me. But I,
Chaotic, neutral. Uh, that's my standpoint.
fair.
I ain't
Same
say I
conversation.
ain't get down on my knees and pray and be like, yeah, I hope they get it. But I was just like, yo, if you catch it, like GG, I wish you the best of luck. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to
Man.
pray on that. That's sin right
You go right with Prince.
there. Hey,
What?
I repent my sins. I don't know about him over there.
Why y'all just throwing me down? Like I don't
Oh,
believe
earlier he
in
said you a
nobody.
simple person.
I don't even know how I am. You just said it.
Homie,
I just be
brother,
vibing.
you a lie.
I just be vibing.
Cap. We gonna see as this podcast progresses.
I want to see that evolution.
All right, do you have a New Year's I put down New
Resolution.
Year's. Yeah, I put down revolution in my the topics. That's a shame.
You see what you trying to do. You see what you about to pull.
Do you have a New Year's resolution, or if not, do you think that they are a waste of time? I know I do. Like my New Year's resolution is to release a release a piece of content once per week the entire like up 2021. Like that's my big resolution. I want to like get a lot of content out and just have like people enjoy it like that. Like besides the podcast, do you guys have a New Year's
Also,
resolutions?
things got out heavy there. The question was, you know, New
Do
Year's
you have
resolution.
a New Year's resolution, or if not, do you think they're a waste of time?
Um, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it personally. I don't care at this point. I had one last year. Now we're here. But so what happened was I got this thing called a Dautema, and on it, this is like last year. I think I was supposed to like write down a goal and fill in one of the eyes. When I complete the
Weeb.
goal, I was filling the other. Listen, all right, it was given to me as a gift straight from Japan, so I have to appreciate it. I didn't ask for it; it was a gift. But I actually cared about that and still care about it. Like I have it in my room, so it's kind of in my shrine of things people have gifted to me. And so
Oh, you
I
get
think I'm
gifts?
approaching the last year. Well, like just over like the last 4 years. Like that's my whole high school life. There's different memories and like different like things people give me. Like, whether or not it was like a sticker or like a picture or something like that. I even have like a magazine that I got when I was in the hospital freshman year. Just stuff like that.
Health is wealth. Amen. What about you, Prince? Do you have a resolution?
Yeah, you can hear what the resolution was.
What
I
was your
mean,
resolution then, punk?
Dang, man. So like, my goal was to find like some happiness that isn't based on like anybody around me, just kind of like an internal thing. So that'll be my goal for 2021. Find a happiness that is not reliant on anybody
like
else.
like inner peace. Like,
Yes, pretty much. Yeah,
yeah,
essentially, yeah.
that's a good goal.
All right, now like you go. Vince, what's yours?
so this entire year, my goal was inner peace. That I find it at certain points in time, but it doesn't last. Now, as far as 2021, I don't really, I don't really have like a thing, a such thing as a New Year's resolution, like what I'm gonna do when like next year come. I just have what I want to do now and what I like want to change or start to bring into my normal schedule. So really, I'm just as far as 2021 goes, I'm just hoping to grow in terms of the content that I share, whether it be the painting, drawing, gaming, or the podcast, or whatever the case is. I just want to grow as far as what I do and grow as a person, and that comes naturally. So,
I think there's gonna be
no,
a lot of growth in 2021. I think people are gonna learn to grow.
I
I
heard that
think
voice crack.
you just gotta bring everything to attention. Uh, but it's like, yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of growth. I think like a lot of people have been through a lot of shock this year. I think people are gonna have to learn to grow and become like we're all gonna be different versions of ourselves compared to 2019 to 2021. And I think some of it's gonna be for the good. I think a lot of it will be for the good, but I know some people it's gonna be for the worse. So hey, it is what it is.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I guess.
Random question: would you date a girl with OnlyFans?
Go ahead, guys.
Go ahead, Kai.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm thinking, like, this is a real question to me.
What are you thinking
Probably
about? You
not.
gotta think
I
about
feel
it.
like,
Well,
yeah, no, I'm good.
Why?
There are other ways to make money. I just, I don't want that. I would prefer if other people are not getting off to my girl. That don't sit well with my spirit.
Is there an issue? I'm just
Like, some people don't mind that personally. Like, not really me.
yeah, it's like for me, it's a no from me, dog. Like it's just because like I'm a like pretty conservative in like my principles and values. So it's just like the idea that you just out here just showing yourself. I'm trying to like not get us banned on YouTube, but
If it's feet pics, that's okay though. They can do that all they want. That's easy money.
that's true. It's like if you doing feet pics, hey yo, keep up your skill because there's a lot of weird dudes out here, weird women too. If you can, because like the horny human being is just a different like species, so you could take advantage of that. Male or female, that's cool. But like me, it's like really like I really don't want to walk in and see you recording your feet. Be like, oh yeah, this my OnlyFans video, babe. Like, oh nah. Like I remember I was like joking, like she had like sent me. I'm not supposed to say her name. That's gonna have to get bleeped out.
You hate to see it.
Uh, but yeah, I was like talking to my girlfriend, and like she had sent me this. She sent me a video, like not a video, but she sent me like a little post. I was like texting her on Snapchat. It like a fake joke for like her rates of her OnlyFans, and I nearly considered blocking her right there because I had forgot we was joking about it. I thought we was gonna I thought I was about to leave. Like like the walking out the door emoji. I thought I was gonna have to post that and block her on everything. It's like no, it's just the idea that you want to like, because like once you do that, like that the relationship just kind of sullies itself because the idea of like sexual contact and that's a private thing to me. Like that's not something you just show the entire world. I think that's what. Plus the idea that a bunch of like dudes and or females is just whacking off to my girl. That's weird, bro. Like I don't want to like get in bed and look over at you like you asleep. I'll just look over at you. You like, wow, you ain't really mine no more. Like you for the internet streets. Like it's like making money. I ain't gonna never hold nobody from chasing a bag, but don't expect everybody to look at you the same way. I think that's the big problem with it. Like people do some certain things, and they don't think they should be judged. It's like you get judged for everything. You just got to learn to live and deal with that. You just choose to do certain things that you get judged more than others. So it's like, hey, I'm not gonna say you can't do it, but if you tell me you got an OnlyFans, just know the chances of me talking to you in a relationship way is just zero to none.
You would have to really sell it to me at that point. Like
Like
only
I
do
don't even
feet
care.
pics
It's like
like
we can
once a
do it
month.
together. Like nah, I'm good.
Playing a
But
wild game over there, dog. I'm not for it. Not you. I'm talking about in that scenario.
yeah, what about you, Prince?
it's
Yeah,
not
real
really a
vitamin.
question I even got to answer.
He
Think
like,
about it,
yes,
dog.
sir.
You talking about me? You already know I'm not about to do that. See, if you got an OnlyFans, then I'm a pimp. And I'm sorry if feelings get hurt, but pimp's got a pimp. So you ain't gonna really matter that much to me
Amen.
if you got an OnlyFans. If you throwing your body around and you making money off of it, I mean, I could throw your body around and make money off of it. Like if you could like if you do it virtually, then we could get it done like in 8D. Like you could go ahead, go here, do your thing, get the money from me, and then like just bring it back to me. Like you don't matter. See, you only get as much respect as you gonna give yourself. So if you don't OnlyFans, I'm not gonna treat you like no queen. Nah, you a house slave. You ain't nothing like
Oh
that. You just
God.
you just stuck here. None of that, G. So nah, I wouldn't because I know what I do.
Follow up question or alternative question. What if they had one in the past, but they like cut that off and moved on with their life?
It's like dating a porn star after they start doing porn.
Yeah, it's like, but
I
see,
mean, some people might be like, "Yeah, it's okay, you down with it," but nah, I
I
don't
mean,
want to
no,
go back. Like, what? What if we got kids and they go back and they find your old videos?
like what
Nah,
happens when like
because they
yo,
go,
what happens when you had kids and like they in class like, hey yo, I found your mom's old OnlyFans videos, dog. Like that just took like you just killed your kid's career in school and everything else. Like they gonna like try to like get famous. They like, oh, future OnlyFans model son. They gonna be that's just gonna follow them for the rest of their life. It's over. That's the
all right,
big thing for
that's a
me.
fair point.
That's a big thing for me. Is like you can do it. Ayo, I ain't gonna never stop nobody from making a meal, getting $8. That's on you. But you gotta let people live. Like you can't be like, oh yeah, if you judge me or you get mad at me, then that's sexist or whatever, or that's wrong. And there's another thing. There's like a lot of females going around like, how dudes gonna get mad at OnlyFans when there's other dudes who are the ones like supplementing it. But I'm not doing that. It's like you saying say like, oh, other dudes is doing this. I'm not other dudes. I'm not partaking in whatever you selling, so I can judge it. If there was a dude who was subscribing to a whole bunch of OnlyFans and was like, "Oh
Mhm.
nah, that's wrong. Like that's different." And even so, he ain't dating them.
Oh
It's like
wait, you're supposed to be loyal to one OnlyFans?
I don't know.
I've never used it. That's not intriguing.
I ain't either. I don't know the culture. I just think it's funny because like I like following like I don't think I'm allowed to say this on YouTube. Adult actresses on Twitter. It's hilarious. Uh, I'm gonna get hate for this. I like seeing like them trying to have like normal people opinions. Like like I don't like once you like step into that realm, like that profession, it's like listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's just you. Like that is like that's your label, dog. Like you can't like I ain't gonna never look at you the same way. Like you gonna like try to like have like a normal like opinion or like have just like a political opinion and be like, why don't people take me seriously? It's like I really can't take you the same way. Like you still a human being, but like once you step onto that path, that's kind of what you decided for life.
You hate to see it. But you're in like a political position in the future, though.
It's just every bit like, nah, I really don't care what you gotta say. Or like they be getting mad, like, why do dudes send me pictures of their genitals? It's like, you know what, you should know what you were signing up for. But like, why does every conversation have to be sexual? It's like, stop. I'm not saying that it should be that way, but it's that way for a reason. You chose this life. I'm not gonna choose to become a mathematician and to get mad every time I'm at work. We talk about numbers.
But like that would be like you got off work though, and people are still always coming up to you,
Nah,
talk about
if you post content or you like subscribe to my OnlyFans on any social media, that's your job. That's your work. That's your problem. You can't put your work and your social life together. It just don't mix. But when your social life is social media, well then you don't get to have a normal make a second account or
for
something.
humans.
They
Honestly,
are
yeah, I don't get why people use like they main names for everything. Like,
that's true.
if you want
It's
to
like
live a normal life,
you want to look like
different
you
name.
want your social media to be normal. You can't be like, oh, subscribe to my OnlyFans or here's a teaser video. You can't be giving fellatio to a man and then be like, why is dude sending me pictures of their genitals? Like, what's up with that? Actually, it's like towards the end of the video. YouTube only checked the first 3 minutes, so we can curse. I think probably.
You already did.
My audio started cutting
Yeah,
out. I missed all of that.
and I think wow, we really did like the main topic. We did not get to it till like towards the end. But when if you had to deny authority in order to become a better man? Like when have you had to like go against status quo or like break the rules in order to become a better person?
This might take me a bit to come up with an answer for.
like it probably, I guess I'll give my example. And like when I say I did it, like I did it because this is me. Like I'm not saying anybody should replicate this at all. But it was in 2019 I started skipping class for real. Cause like I was going through a lot. Like 2019 was one of my roughest years. High school. It was like it's the last year, but I was getting hit with bricks every turn, and it was just like I couldn't keep going to class because I knew if I did, because I'm generally annoyed by human presence. Now multiply that by like 30 other people being in a room. It just kept getting worse to the point where like if I keep going here, I'm gonna kill somebody, or I'm gonna get into a fight and I'm gonna mess somebody up, or I'm gonna just go off. It was just because like I have a high sense of patience, but throughout that entire year, it was just really short. So it was just I had to start skipping class, and it was like I didn't skip class and do stupid stuff. Like I went and like I learned a lot. Like I talked to a lot of like mentors that I had, and I went and like I helped teach people, and I stepped outside of my comfort zone. It's like I knew like I had to like get myself out of this repeated step of going to class every day to become like to make sure not only did I like improve my mental health, but just become a better person overall.
But
I did
that
skip
work.
class um, often because I wasn't mentally able to just be in here and be fine. For example, film study. I was never there because had I been there, I would have killed somebody.
Yeah, that was a rough class, wasn't it?
Same with junior year. Miss Livingston, I would have murdered someone because because like it wasn't even being taught. It was no purpose. So either there was no purpose in me being there, or I just couldn't take it enough, and I didn't trust myself enough to be like, yes, I can go here, nothing will happen. I can go here and I will be fine.
Sound like some crazy individuals talking like this, don't we?
Maybe.
It's the end of the podcast. No one listens this far. Uh, but yeah, I understand what you're talking about. It was just like Jesus Christ. Plus, I knew like in film study, it wasn't gonna be a good experience. Like when the first time I like spoke or like said something, someone was like, "Ain't you that Trump supporter kid?" And I was like, "Damn, this ain't gonna never go well." Plus,
I
remember
just
like we
I
had to
don't think I
do
really had
like
a story like that.
college classes in there. Like I was like I either didn't do what she was telling me to, did it and like stopped paying attention, or I just skip class.
I can't even tell. I wasn't there for it. And when I was there, I did what she say do. Like it wasn't never hard.
Yeah, it
It was
wasn't
never
hard,
difficult.
but like she would like expect you to, like join the class to like have like a discussion or do whatever, and it was just like, yeah, no, I really could care less about these people.
I like that. I never really talked in that situation, so it was never like a you're gonna say something. No, I just sit there and watch.
It hurt to hear. Plus, we had to present a
Cass,
lot in that class, and that was annoying too.
but me and you stopped that,
Yeah, we did.
so it didn't even matter.
What did we do
But
again?
well, the first thing I said the thing about the Medea movie, and they all wanted to crucify me. And then you just said
I
your
said
thing
it.
about the hate you give, and they wanted to
Oh yeah,
crucify you and pull me into it. So I went up. I'm like, I'm not doing this no more.
we
My
really
bad.
did. Just like
Like,
yeah, no, that was fun though. The teacher like tried her best because like she wasn't even mad, but she realized the situation at hand. She was so nice.
Cass never answered the question. Cass, want to go? Are you still thinking?
No, I'm sorry. Everything kind of cut out there. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can.
All right, because everything just kind of died and kicked me out and I had to rejoin.
Oh,
Uh, what was the question again? The going against authority, right?
yeah, to become a better
It's just,
person.
yeah. I don't really have too many of those stories because typically it would be like, well, no, at the Rite Aid, there was a homeless guy. He was like over there a lot, and it was like a lot of the people, or not a lot of the people, like some people didn't really care for him, and like I would have to go against it. I guess I felt like I was going against like the societal norms when I would like defend him or like talk to him and really engage with him.
Oh, you a different breed. Cause
How
there's
do you think?
there's a homeless dude that shows up to our job, and it's just like everybody like hates him, and I fully agree. Cause like he'll like show up and like it's like I ain't get nothing against like homeless people, cause I know some people like in real bad situations, and it's just like luck of the draw, you was handed back up. But like he shows up, and like no matter what we tell him, he always makes a mess, like eating in the back. So we always had to clean up after him, and like he like messes up like where he is over there, and it's just like if you gonna come and like, cause like we got a magazine section. Like if you gonna come, like do what you gotta do. We can't kick him out. It's like, but like, why you gotta make a mess? Like, why is there candy bar smeared on the carpet? Why is that shit?
Was it candy?
Or like crumbs
Little
everywhere?
candy bar.
Yes. It's like, why you gotta make a mess? Like, I understand. Like, sit. Like, it's rough, but like, if you gonna come, like, partake in a place, can you like, especially when we ask? It's not like we like don't say nothing. Like we've asked them, like, can you not do that? And you still do. It's like, come on, man.
Oh yeah, I think your homeless guy might be a bit different. The one that was over there.
Plus, he steals
He
our
was
cart.
see the art guy. He would bring them back in. Like people would just leave him outside. He would bring him back in. It was cool. Like he like stole one stone. Like that kind of put him on a bad place.
I
But no,
swear, like our homeless guy, like I don't know what he needed them for, but he went to buy some flash drives. I'm like, you're homeless. What do you need a
let
flash?
him do him, dog.
And this like I could have swore he moved the flash drives because it's like the flash drives. It was like three, so it was like 30 some dollars. And he pointed to where he got them from, and it said like $5. So I'm like, did you move these? It's like who puts these there? What are the chances? And it's like I don't like assign and send to somebody, but it's like that was real suspect. Like I could have swore I walked past there and didn't see him, but like we had to give
Your
it to
homeless
him.
got very different,
I'm
dog.
like, you built
Ours
that?
was cool. He died though.
Oh dang!
Yeah, it was tragic. He got murdered, but
Rest in peace.
Oh,
hmm.
huh.
Said rest in peace, man. That's life.
But yeah, so he was cool, but I guess that's the only real example I had. Outside of that, like I don't really do anything. The authorities don't do anything to me. Like I haven't needed to go against them for any real reason.
He follows the
The
status
society
quo.
norms.
He's a nerd.
I don't care about the status quo. I do things that work out for me or the people that I care about. Najee, I've openly called myself a communist.
He's a kulak.
I've I've said I was a part of the Klan at lunch.
You a different
Status quo
breed,
don't
bro.
mean nothing to me.
Honestly, like people, like the thing is though, like you can say you were part of the Klan, people laugh like it's a joke. People say, like I say,
Uh,
I'm a Trump supporter. People think I'm in the Klan. Funny how that works.
I don't know, but I got a lot of looks from genuinely concerned people.
It's the way you speak though, like you say it, and, like you real genuine. Plus, you ain't afraid to drop the N word with the R at the end.
You right? You
You
right?
a different breed for all that. I can't say I support all that notion.
And that's understandable. You know, it's not for everybody. I kind of stopped though. Like I've really cut down on a lot of the edgy things that I did in school. I'm gonna
Yeah,
blame quarantine.
you were kind of emo, bro.
I agree. I agree. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a better
Uh,
person.
I don't know. Being emo kind of weird, bro.
It's not wrong to be weird. You know, you can do
Eh,
what you do.
is it wrong? It's not wrong to be weird, but is it wrong to be emo? Maybe.
Wow. Imagine Caring about the status quo. Oh my god.
Is it though? Because it's like nowadays being emo and sad is cool.
I mean, if you listen to that music,
N-
but
It,
otherwise, no.
now if you hate yourself, it's just quirky.
You hate to see it.
You hate,
And it would be quirky as soon as I moved away from it.
bro. There was like this joke, right, on Instagram, and it was this dude's like me walking up to the god girl, slapping her wrist, and be like, "I like your cuts, G." It's
That's
terrible.
wrong.
I wish I didn't laugh.
Oh, I didn't get it. Why would you do that? Yo, yo,
I hate me on
yo,
so many levels, but I still laugh.
I'm gonna be
you
honest.
going to hell.
I'm I'm glad it was 2020 because I knew a couple people that I would walk up and do that too in 2019.
No.
I know people that I would walk up and do that too. That's why it was bad, cause I know how to do it. You go, you going to hell.
You are too. I ain't do it. I
I didn't
just
say I
laughed at.
wasn't,
I didn't do it. I just laughed at the joke.
but you wanted to.
So did you.
Say but I laugh.
I didn't want to. I just know
I
I
ain't,
would.
I ain't say I wanted to per se, but I just said I know a couple people that I could, and that's terrible, but also kind of.
Y'all both some villains.
I'm an
Like, y'all,
anti-hero.
same thing.
No, it's not really.
I didn't say it's the same thing. I said I'm the same thing.
Oh,
Listen, start listening.
you ain't have all that fire alarm beeping in your background.
What fire? You know what? I might be a villain, but snap you out of existence.
I mean, there's a 50-50 chance that you might snap Cass out. So like,
Wait a minute. It's a 33% chance that you'll snap yourself out.
What are you talking about, bro? You just
imagine
bro,
Thanos snapping, he delete himself.
That would have been better. That would have been more
That
powerful,
would have been hilarious. That's how the movie
It was like,
ends. He
but he
just
would have succeeded, and the glove gets snapped out of existence too. That would have been hard.
like he just nah like he snaps and stuff and like he disappears and the glove just drops to the ground.
Oh,
And that's how the movie
we don't even need an Endgame.
they just like
yeah, the next movie wouldn't even matter.
It wouldn't be able to exist really, because they could just come and do it at the end of the movie, like post credits.
that'd be hilarious.
And then Hulk could have did it, and then just like his arm would have been gone, but we still would have had our boy, the Golden Child,
Just Thanos snap,
Iron
he
Child.
disappears. That is great. Someone should do like a parody of that.
I feel like it's been done before. It has to be.
I hope it has.
We gotta find it.
A good place to check is how it should have
All right,
ended.
since we're on the topic of Thanos, I support that. But like, which Thanos did y'all like more in the movies? You know, we got 2016 Thanos or 2018 Thanos. Which one did you like more?
I prefer the
2016.
Thanos copter.
You said 2016?
Yeah, that's the Thanos that came into Endgame.
No, no, it's not. It's 2014.
That's what I meant to say. I'm not here.
Yeah, this is a Marvel fanboy. He will kill you.
Wait, Infinity War came out in 2016, right? Or was
Infinity
that
War came out
17?
in 2018, my G.
What? Endgame came out in 20. I'm sorry, I'm not here. I for sure said framed this
Bugging,
part
G.
of music to be murdered by. You could tell. But like 2014 Thanos or 2019? No, 18. Yeah, 2018 Thanos.
It'd be easier if you say Infinity War Thanos or Endgame Thanos.
Nah, I go by years. But yeah, that works
You
too.
failed.
I did. I definitely did.
So I prefer Infinity War Thanos because he was less arrogant, less driven by the idea of success. Because the problem with Endgame is that he saw himself win, so he just assumed, yeah, this is just what's gonna happen. It's just that.
Can you blame him though?
Because no,
It is
yes, I
hard.
can. Because in Infinity War, he just seemed so much smarter. Like he didn't kill any of the main characters. I mean,
Well,
he
to be
killed
fair,
Gamora, but like that's the only real murder he did was before he snapped. Like
he
he
killed
lit.
Vision.
Vision isn't a person.
That's messed up, dog.
Vision isn't a
Vision
person.
died.
Because the thing about it is that Vision
Vision
can be
died.
recreated with or without the Mind Stone. The only
Yeah,
thing is
that's true.
he could have killed Tony Stark, but he didn't. He could have killed Captain America, but he could have killed
He was
everybody. And
definitely
he
corny.
could have killed Thor, and he didn't. He left him there.
That's tough.
He
Yeah,
killed
no.
Loki because he
He,
betrayed him. So he betrayed him sometime before. He could have killed Hulk, but he let him live.
he bodied Hulk though. Like that
Like
was a beautiful match right there. I
it
was
was so much that could have happened, but he didn't do it. But when Endgame Thanos came around, he was like everybody dying. he didn't.
It was like he knew like the fourth wall. Like if he killed the main character, then all of a sudden everybody just gets a power up or something.
to be fair though, like 20 like Infinity War Thanos had like 5 years worth of like character development and just his life. Like that was 5 years that he grew as a person. So he was just more mature than like Endgame Thanos who came straight from 2014, you know. Actually no, I think it was like more years in the context of the actual like movies, right?
Listen, if it ain't the
Mm,
Thanos copter, then it don't matter.
no, Thanos from 2014 just came straight from 2014 to 2029. 2024. Just went straight to 2025. Yeah,
But
2025. He just went straight
yeah,
there.
so yeah, like
Well, I think that's
listen,
a good time to end off the podcast, guys.
yeah, we learned a lot about Thanos.
We also learned that me and Prince can be rather villainous.
The rather villainous, yes.
So, you guys want to sign out? Like anything you want to link or anything you want
Um,
to say for your final thoughts?
I mean, you should all read Divine Comedy and be enlightened. That boy made me like just a little bit more religious. Not gonna lie.
Oh, well,
That's the only thing. Thank you for having me here again.
glad to see you, man. You're welcome anytime.
Oh, I'm gonna remember that.
I think we have one more podcast episode before 2021, so we'll see what we do next week. Uh,
Fair enough.
anything you got to say, Prince, before I wrap it up?
Mm,
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching the Rebranding American Culture podcast. I have been Korin, along with my co-host Prince and our guest Kaz. We are now on Spotify. We're still waiting for Apple Music, so we're still on Spotify. We are on YouTube, on Google Podcasts. So check us out there. Give us subscribe. We rate us 5 stars, hopefully, and we're just gonna keep bringing you better and bigger content as the years go by, and we're just gonna keep improving. That's the focus. So signing out. We'll see you guys next time.